There is a rumour, a quite extraordinary rumour if true, that would potentially save Alex Kurtzman and his Star Trek future. But is it a good idea? Welcome to the TAC Pulse podcast, your place for sci-fi news, rumour and debate.
Our tachyon pulse has been unable to completely penetrate the anomaly.
Okay, so I have to very firmly put this in the rumour category. I've heard it from two different people that are in and around Paramount or Secret Hideout, but I've never had it quite confirmed by somebody that I'm convinced would know. And again, these two people have said this is just something they've heard, they don't have first-hand knowledge of. So, rumour. But this rumour would be quite extraordinary, and if done right, could be actually amazing for Trekkies. But what is it? Well, we do know that William Shatner has been approached for something. Something was pitched to him. We know that Kate Mulgrew has had something pitched to her, and that she could also be returning as Janeway, as William Shatner would be returning as Kirk. We've now heard rumours that, again, are still maybe in the rumour category, that Avery Brooks and our Sisko could be returning. But what I'm being told now is that actually they would all be returning into the same project, with Anson Mount as Pike, potentially with Scott Bakula as Archer, and maybe even a few other captains that we've seen over the years sprinkled in. I do wonder if we would see Burnham. I know that wouldn't be particularly popular with some of you. And I'm thinking, I can think of several other captains over the time that would be interesting to throw in. You know, they would have the Enterprise B, whose name has gone out of my head, the It's Been Installed Tuesday guy. Get into the comments if you can remember his name without Googling it. Don't cheat. But yeah, I think it would be interesting to actually have a sprinkle of other characters. Now, William Shatner is, I think, 96. That's off the top of my head. Avery Brooks is 77. I don't know how old Kate Mulgrew is, but she is, let's say, wiser in years. And we obviously know that Patrick Stewart is, again, a little bit older. And we also know that physically, I think he really struggled, particularly in season 3 of Picard, with the live-action version of that and, the demands of that part. So, would a live-action series with all of these captains be possible? I think it would be a challenge, but also, how would you do the storyline to explain why, basically, Kirk is much older than he was when he died? And that would be a challenge. And obviously, Archer has been dead a century before the original series. So it would have to be some sort of timey-wimey episode. It would have to be something jumping through time. What I'm hearing, though, is that this is going to be possible because it's not going to be live action. I know, I can almost hear many of you gasp immediately because you know what I'm going to say next. I've been told that this was pitched as an animated project, that it would actually be I don't know if it would be similar to what we've seen under Prodigy and Lower Decks, that sort of type of animation, but it would be some sort of animated, computer-generated television show. And it would actually potentially even be a movie. So we would be looking at sort of a 90-minute animated movie. Let's just go over the thing. Do I think that's a good idea? Probably not. I think it would divide fans. I think about A Long Way Home, the Babylon 5 movie that they did a couple of years ago. Something that I relatively enjoyed, but it was animated. It was a little jerky in places, and I don't think it quite worked, if I'm honest. But it did very well for Warner Brothers. They made some nice coin on that, and particularly selling the DVDs. I've got the DVD. It's in my DVD collection. It's the only DVD I've bought for about a decade. So, yeah, they did well on it. And I think this project, if animated, again, if they sold it on DVD or something, would make money for Paramount and Secret Hideout. I have to say that this is a secret hideout idea. It has been pitched apparently to Paramount, and yeah, it seems that they've already sounded out a lot of the actors for it again, if this rumour is true. Could it save Alex Kurtzman and the Star Trek future? This would generate a lot of interest, and I could see that Paramount and the Skydance bosses would be tempted. Now, I don't know what sort of contract Alex Kurtzman could get. I'm being told that the current state of affairs is he's not going to get a contract at all. They're allowing him to pitch, but really that is just virtually a way of sort of avoiding litigation later because of the way the contract is written. They have to be given sort of a chance to do something to renew that contract. I've always wondered, though, whether they would just get a contract to do specific shows. Say Academy does incredibly well. It's not looking good at the moment, but say it does incredibly well. Paramount may decide to just give them a contract to produce that, and not an exclusivity deal just for Star Trek, and also give Kurtzman the opportunity to maybe do other things through Secret Hideout, movies, etc., which we know he would want to do. I'm hearing rumours again that Secret Hideout are already preparing for that and coming up with story ideas, etc., for different projects to pitch to Paramount if they don't get this exclusivity Star Trek deal renewed that they currently have. So it could be that they just get that maybe they pick and choose the shows out of the 5 or 6 shows that have been pitched to Paramount. Maybe Paramount would like 1 or 2 of them. I hear they like the Tawny Newsome bloody workplace comedy thing, which just makes me sad that they're even thinking of doing that. But apparently they quite like the idea, they like the pitch. So they could just do Academy, do that sitcom, and maybe pick up this animated movie Secret Hideout would produce. Through CBS Studios would basically make it, but Secret Hideout would be the production team behind it. That is possible. Would I want to see this? Yes. I would get quite excited about this project. Again, as I said, it would have to be some sort of time travel thing. They would have to jump through the thing, particularly if they got Scott Bakula, Pike, and they'd have to do something with Kirk, because we'd want to see the Kirk, in his prime sort of thing. And also Picard. I'd love to see something maybe that jumped between the Enterprises. So I bring back, oh God, I forgot her name. It will come to me as soon as I stop trying to think about it. But the Captain of the Sea that we then saw in Secret Section 31. Sorry. It's going to come to me. Get into the comments and remind me. Oh, I'm going to kick myself. We could see Worf as the Captain of the E. Something like that actually brought several of the Enterprises together, including the NX. So that could be quite cool. We could see Picard on 2 Enterprises. I'd love to see something like that. The nostalgia of it, the excitement of that, particularly if Voyager and DS9 was involved as well, sort of thing, could be... Look, it's going to excite fans. It just is. If it's then bad, we will lose our fragile little minds. But if it worked, it could be something really, really exciting. Now, what would I like to happen in this? I would like Paramount to do this, but without Secret Hideout. I would just like them to go, that's a brilliant idea. Yes, we're doing that. Kurtzman, leave. And just completely 100% steal the idea. I'd love them to do that. I don't know if they will. I think they would probably get sued if they did. But that's what I would prefer. I just think that this could be something that would excite fans and would interest fans. And if done properly, could be freaking amazing. I mean, you imagine the nostalgia of Picard Season 3 and then just times that by 100. If we saw all of these characters and all of these brilliant actors and characters in one shot on the screen, I think we would lose our fragile little minds, personally. I actually think this is quite a good idea, if I'm honest. I just wish they didn't have to do animated. But if, again, I'm honest, it's the only way it would happen. They can't really do it any other way. So let's see what happens. Is this a rumour that will come to fruition? Look, I don't know at this point, but I'm kind of hoping they are. And if they're not, why not? Because it could be done. So Guys, you get into the comments. Tell me what you think. Captain, I can't get the word gateway out of my head, which is just ridiculous. I do know her name. Stupid doing things live and just thinking of that as I'm talking. But anyway, get into the comments to what you think, because I think this project could divide fans, mainly because they would think of it as being animated, and I know a lot of you guys don't like it. But get into the comments, tell me what you think, and tell me how likely you think this possibility is. That would be interesting too. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. It really helps us out, and you'll never miss any of our new videos. Also, you can go to Patreon, where I do videos just for there, talking about old videos, talking about comments on videos, talking about things that are going on in my life, etc. There's a link in the description. Go check that out too. As always, please stay safe, and I'll see you next time.
Our tachyon pulse has been unable to completely penetrate the anomaly.